Having buildings fall or collapse is disturbing and a trend across Nigeria recently. Many say government regulatory agencies in the real estate sector have failed to enforce quality control and compliance, site and materials inspection, and enforcing standards before giving approvals. They say they are not being adhered to. When there is a building collapse, many lose their lives. Some are maimed, and many never recover from the losses. How do we put an end to this ugly trend? My guest, Dr. Honore Kehinde Honore, a seasoned estate surveyor and valuer in Nigeria, also the past chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Building FCT chapter, Builder Odumbako Wilson. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on Insights.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. All right, let me begin with you, Builder Wilson. We have heard several buildings come down lately. Why is this recurring? Let's have your thoughts.
Okay. Why is it recurring? I would like to refer to your intro, lack of enforcement of standard. Is basically the major cause of these collapses that we are experiencing. Lack of enforcement of standards in planning, design, construction, and even after that's the post-construction stage. This is the reason why we have so much of this thing coming on board. The environment is not regulated. Where construction is going is to be going on, we do not have people who will ensure adherence to compliance to specification is being carried out as at when due. So basically, if you have an environment that standard as it is put in place and they are not enforced, it's a kind of a major contributor to collapse of building. That is, you have an environment where people who ought to be doing the job are not the one doing it. Quackery is all over in the space. That is the major concerns to us as professionals.
Okay. Dr. Honore, let me hear from you. Let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. There will always be building collapse where low quality of material is being used for the implementation of the project work. My colleague, the builder, just said now, when we talk of building collapse, building does just not collapse. It has followed a certain stage, and this is as a result of usage of low quality material. When material that has been used based on design, planning, design, and standards are not put in place, automatically there will be building collapse. And it's a shame at 21st century, with the level of professional that we have in the inbuilt industry, that we still have building collapsing in different parts of the country. It will continue until the right things are being put in place. And what is this right thing? This right thing is to build according to plan, standard, design. Without that, building will keep collapsing and is bringing a bad repute to the nation.
To the nation. Okay, so whose responsibility is it to ensure quality assurance when building or after some years that a structure has been put up? SON or quantity surveyors? Please, I need you to educate Nigerians, and I'll start with you, Mr. Wilson.
Okay. You see, in built environment, we have several players, professionals. We have the architects, we have the builders, we have the structural engineers, we have the electrical, the mechanical engineers, we have the surveyors. Every one of them has an act that set them up, and they are given roles to play specifically in the industry. Now, all these players, we have to They are major players in the industry, like I said, and they are responsible for the designing, the planning, the designing, and the construction. Now, for example, the client, who is the house owner, will give his brief to an architect who will do the designing and transmit those designs to a structural engineers to give it a kind of structural, detailing on how those designs will stand. The electrical, the mechanical designs also come into play. But when it comes to construction, the builder are basically responsible. All these designers have that responsibility also during construction to ensure that there is compliance to design those specifications. An architect will come in to ensure that his input in the design is being complied with. Now, it is the duty of the builder to ensure quality when it comes to construction. Quality in terms of materials that you are bringing in, it is important from the point of procuring. And this is not just done out of the blue. Before a builder goes to the field, to the site to start construction, he also will have prepared, there are so many instruments that he will have put in place. We have construction methodology, we have construction health and safety, we have quality management plan. And that also detailed the required quality that he must be able to produce. All the other industrial players, the architect, the electrical, the structural, will be coming in intermittently to ensure that this construction is going on as specified.
Now, what exactly is the role of the Standards Organization of Nigeria in this regard?
They are to regulate the type of material that is being built, that is being brought to the market. The building material, we have a lot of low quality material production that is taking place because of corruption. And when low quality material are being sold in the market, it automatically affects the building construction itself. And now, the Standard Organization of Nigeria, they have a major role to play in terms of sensitization, in terms of enforcement, making sure that the material that are being brought in, either the one being produced in Nigeria or outside, is according to the specification that we meet up with our standard in Nigeria. By their responsibility to every construction work that is going on, there's what we call integrity tests. Integrity test is expected to take place because this test will ensure that the building can go on, the construction work can continue. It will ensure that this work is built according to plan, standard, and taste. So the Standard Organization of Nigeria, they have a lot of role to play, just the same way all the engineers in the inbuilt industry, they all have a role to play. And enforcement should be taking place in all the marketplace to ensure that what they are bringing in will be for the benefit of all Nigerians.
Of all Nigerians. Okay, my next question for you is this. As an estate valuer, when you cite a building, how do you pass your judgment on quality assurance? What makes that building livable?
Thank you. A property or a building is livable, one, when it has been fully constructed.
Okay.
When it's fully constructed, now the engineer, the builder, the quantity surveyor, the architect, they have done their own work. They are through with the construction work. Once they are through with the construction work, they pass it to an estate surveyor and valuer for proper management, maintenance of the structure. And this is where, when an estate surveyor and valuer is engaged to manage a property, it will give you the best services because they will always give it the best in terms of management, maintenance, and integrity test is always in place. When integrity test is in place, either quarterly or annually, it will guide the estate surveyor and valuer in terms of relating with the owner of the property that, sir, ma, this your property is not meeting up with integrity tests. There is need, if not, the property might come down.
Aside cracked walls, damp walls, what are the signs of a building waiting to collapse?
Good question. Quickly, I will just try to contribute to the last speaker.
Okay.
You see, every building is designed for a particular purpose. And when you do design a building for a purpose, you look at its usage, and that design comes, the load-bearing capacity of that structure will depend on the usage. When you develop a design for two-story building, and then at the end of the day, like he said, you are now changing it to 3-story, 4-story, you are changing the capacity of the structure that you have put in place to be able to carry the load that is already coming on top. So it's now a threat to the structure. Okay, so and I believe the development control agencies frown at it. They do not approve such thing, and it's one of the challenges that we have in the industry. Also, having said that, you have some structure that are constructed maybe 20, 30 years ago, and they are still standing and standing firm. That is because the quality of construction was adhered to. It is a sound building. Okay, like he talked about integrity test. If you carry out integrity test on those structures, you design that their concrete grade are still standing. There is no deformity. And of course, concrete needs to be maturing as per age. It's not supposed to deteriorate at all. By the time you now have the reverse as a case, then it means then that there is problem in the composition of what you call concrete. That's where you talk about the issue of quality. So quality in terms of production at the initial stage is critical. And that's why all hands must be on deck. And we must continue to do this advocacy to engage professionals to do this job. Okay? Now, we believe that so many of the people out there, the house owner, they are investing their resources. And they should be interested in making sure that their money does not go down the drain. So we believe that if they ensure that the right hand is handling their projects, definitely there will be adherence to compliances of specifications, and there won't be any issue of threat to what is coming out of the structure at the end of the day.
Dr. Honore, let me take you again on the issue of manufacturers, building materials this time around, manufacturers and importers. How do we put a check on their activity?
Thank you very much. Majorly, there should be sanction on all building material that is being brought into the country.
Okay.
There should be sanction on all fake or substandard building material that are being brought into the country. Now, as they are bringing it in, there should be an agency, which I believe the Standard Organization of Nigeria, Manufacturing Organization of Nigeria, they always team up together to test the quality of the material that is being brought into the country. But if those materials are not standard or they are substandard, then there should be sanction on them, a genuine sanction. Some people should be taken and be prosecuted.
Aside sanctions, what is the way forward to ending this ugly trend?
Like he rightly said, Standard Organization of Nigeria has the sole responsibility of ensuring that there is standard, and they set standard and keep to that standard, and regulate standards too. And enforcement is part of their mandate. Let every client, every house owner patronize the right hands and go to rest, so that we wouldn't be, this case of building collapse will not be recurring. So we must ensure that this quackery is stopped. If we stop quackery, in fact, those people who bring in substandard materials will probably find a way to discard them, because nobody will be coming for them.
Of course. Builder Odumbako Wilson and Dr. Honore Kendi Honore, I want to thank you so much for joining us on Insights today. Thank you for enlightening us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And that's it for this week. Do join us same time next week for more on Insights. My name is Nnamdi Adipo.
And I'm Elizabeth Omori. Do endeavor to look out for those signs on your buildings. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.